afternoon, everybody. This is Miss Courtney. How are you today? Nice to see everybody. We're continuing our distance learning series today. This is webinar number 3. So everybody, let's talk about what day it is today, okay? Please open your notebooks now and please write down the date. What day is it today? All right. Today is Monday, the 6th of April, 2020. Okay, everybody, now let's think about what we're going to be talking about today. What topic could we be discussing? Please look at the slide now. So here we have a few different exercises and many sentences. For example, penguins could or can swim very well. I could or can run very fast when I was younger. It's snowing, so we couldn't or can't go out now. Look at these sentences now. See if you can get the correct answer. What do you think we're learning about today? Can you complete these exercises? Pause the video now and please continue working. Choose the correct answer for each of these 7 sentences. Then we'll go over them together. Okay, the first one, penguins can swim very well. Number 2, I could run very fast when I was younger. Number 3, it's snowing, so we can't go out now. Number 4, yesterday we couldn't play. Number 5, he has a broken leg, so he can't walk for a few days. In reality, it's more like a few months, but we'll leave it at a few days. Number 6, I couldn't sleep last night. Number 7, we came as fast as we could. Look at your answers, everybody. What do you think we could be talking about today? If you answered can and could, you're correct. Let's continue. So today we're learning about can. Please look at the charts. When we use these different pronouns, we can use can, can't, or cannot, okay? We use these in present tense, okay? Can't is the short form of cannot. They mean the same thing, okay? So in order to make the sentences, for example, I can play. I cannot see, or I can't see, okay? So we need to choose a pronoun on the left, then the can or cannot, or can't, and then a verb on the end. If we want to make questions, then we need to switch, and we need to put can, can't at the beginning of the sentence, then the subject, which is here the pronoun, I, you, he, she, we, they, or it, okay? And then we use the verb at the end of the sentence. So, for example, can you play? Can he come? Can she see? Okay, so in the beginning, we have the subject, can or can't, and then the verb. But when we make a question, can goes to the front of the sentence. Can you play? Can he see? Okay, let's see what you can do. Now, everybody, please look at the next slide. Write questions using the verb can and words from the table. The table has given you different subjects and different verbs. Remember our order: subject, can or can't, plus the verb at the end. The table gives you the subjects and the verbs. Look at the pictures. These are words we learned in our last webinar about activities. Please see which ones you remember, and please write sentences about the pictures now. For example, can she juggle? Okay. You can write questions and you can also write sentences. The instructions say write questions. Please write a question for each one, and please write an answer for each one. So for example, can she juggle? Well, in this case, really looks more like a he. Can he juggle? Yes, he can. Please pause the webinar now and please do this exercise. Okay, now let's continue on to our next slide. Okay, here we have another topic. Okay, here we don't have can, we have something else. We have could. Let's look now at the cartoon. Look at the animation, the picture on the slide. Okay, let's read it together. Could you ride a bike when you were 3? No, I couldn't. Could you ride a bike when you were 6? Yes, I could. But I couldn't ride a bike well. Okay? So, now guys, look at the pictures here. What are we talking about? When you were 3, when you were 6. We're using the past tense here, not present. We use can and can't and cannot in present tense. We use could or couldn't in past. Look at these questions here on the slide and please answer them, okay? How do we form a question from the sentence, I could ride a bike? I could ride a bike. Change this into a sentence as a question now. Is the main verb in the past? Okay, verb meaning ride, play, see, come, okay? What are the 2 possible answers that you could answer this question with? Please write them down now. Okay, so the question would be, could you ride a bike? The main verb, ride, is not in the past tense. It doesn't change. And the 2 possible answers are, yes, I could, or no, I couldn't. Let's continue. Okay, now we're going to talk about our next word, could, okay? So, when we make sentences with could, it's the same sentence structure as when we use can. The only difference is that could is the past form of can. So it's just a different word, but the same way to make the sentence. So, I could play, he could see, she could come. Or, if it's not true, I couldn't play, she couldn't come, he couldn't see. Could not is the long form of couldn't. Couldn't is the short form. Okay, same structure, subject plus could plus the verb, okay, at the end. If we want to make a question, it's the same structure. Could plus pronoun or subject plus the verb at the end. The same way we make questions with can, okay? So could you ride a bike? Could you play tennis? Could you eat cookies? So you can make sentences by flipping and changing the subject with could and could with the subject. Okay, so here we have could plus the subject plus the verb on the end. Could we play? Could he see? Could she come? Could they do? Okay, now let's see if you can do the next slide. All right, we have a small story here in past simple talking about what a child could do in the past. Please look at the pictures and try to complete this story with verbs you know and could or couldn't, okay? Please pause the webinar now and please complete the exercises. Okay, so these are the answers to our wonderful exercise. I could walk when I was 5. I could run fast. But I couldn't swim when I was 7. I could do a lot more. I could swim and I could ride a scooter. But I still couldn't play the piano. And I couldn't juggle. Did you get these answers right? Please check your answers now. Our next task is to unscramble the questions and then ask them. Let's practice speaking now. First we write and then we speak. Okay, so number 1, for example, we have you were of when 5 you somersault you could. That doesn't sound very good now, does it? So let's change it. When you were 5, could you do a somersault? Okay, now look at numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Unscramble the questions and then ask them spoken. Ask them out loud. Speak. Okay, please pause the webinar here and do these exercises now. Okay, so here are our answers to our exercise. When you were 8, could you rollerblade? Number 2. Number 3, when you were 1, could you swim? Number 4, when you were 7, could you ride a bike? Number 5, when you were 6, could you ride a scooter? And number 6, when you were 4, could you play a musical instrument? Check your answers now. Let's see how you did. Okay, now, everybody, you're gonna write your questions to me. Right now in your notebook, please write down 10 questions for me. Do you have any questions about me when I was small? Okay, so please write your questions to Miss Courtney. Use could and when you were to find out what I could do when I was small, when I was a child. For example, when you were 6, could you play the piano? Please write at least 10 questions in full sentences. If you make a video with your questions and send it to me on Class Dojo, I will answer your questions for you, okay? It's a special bonus. You can do this video until the end of the week, until Friday. It'll give you 5 days to do this video. Okay, so let's think about what can we actually do, all right? After this webinar, look now, let's think back. Are you able to talk about what you could or could not do when you were small? Can you ask people what they can do or what they can't do? And can you ask people about what they could do when they were younger? Did you check both questions? Or all 3 questions actually, okay? Can you do it, yes or no? Okay, guys, thank you so much for attending the webinar today. Please don't forget to do the exercises attached to today's lesson, okay? If you go on the website, please download the PDF file and please do the worksheet, okay? The video in Class Dojo, you can do it until Friday. Please send it to me in your portfolio. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day, guys. I miss you.